The vast cold expanse of the outer solar system held secrets that would change humanity forever. On a routine deep space research mission, the advanced survey vessel Celestial Explorer drifted silently, its sensors probing the darkness. Dr. J. Park leaned forward, his eyes locked on the holographic display that flickered with an anomalous reading. "Something's out there," he muttered, adjusting the scanning parameters. The ship's computer hummed softly, triangulating the mysterious signal. What began as a faint electromagnetic whisper soon transformed into a clear, distinct energy signature that defied everything they understood about space technology. Hana. Kim, the mission's lead researcher, joined Jay at the control panel. Her fingers danced across the holographic interface, pulling up enhanced scans. The object was massive, easily 3 kilometers in length, and completely stationary. No natural celestial body could maintain such a perfect, unmoving position in the solar system. "It's artificial," Hana breathed, her voice a mixture of excitement and disbelief. The ship's sensors began mapping the object's exterior. Layers of advanced scanning technologies peeled back its mysterious surface. Metallic compounds unlike any known to current human engineering reflected a strange, silvery blue light. Microscopic analysis showed molecular structures that seemed to shift and reorganize, suggesting a level of technological complexity far beyond human comprehension. Jay zoomed in on the object's surface. Strange geometric patterns emerged, not random, but intricately designed. Each line and curve seemed to tell a story of advanced engineering. Small sensor probes extended from the Celestial Explorer, cautiously approaching the massive structure. As the probes drew closer, the object seemed to respond. Subtle energy fluctuations rippled across its surface, like a sleeping giant stirring from a millennia-long slumber. The research team watched in stunned silence as their instruments detected impossible readings, quantum entanglement signatures, energy patterns that suggested advanced computational capabilities far beyond current technology. "It's a ship," Jay concluded, his voice steady despite the tremor of excitement, "but not like anything we've ever seen." The vessel's computer began cross-referencing the anomalous data with historical archives. Fragments of long-forgotten research, papers, classified military documents, and theoretical space exploration studies flickered across secondary screens. Something about this discovery connected to whispers of humanity's lost technological past. Hana noticed strange markings along the ship's exterior. They weren't just decorative. They seemed to be a complex language, a form of communication embedded directly into the vessel's molecular structure. Each symbol pulsed with a soft blue light, creating intricate patterns that seemed to move and change when observed. The research team's excitement was palpable. They had discovered something that would rewrite human understanding of space exploration, technological capability, and potentially their own history. This was more than just a ship. It was a time capsule, a message from a forgotten era of human achievement. As the Celestial Explorer maintained its careful approach, the massive vessel remained silent. But there was a sense of anticipation, as if the ship itself was aware of their presence. Quantum sensors detected complex energy signatures that suggested some form of dormant intelligence. Jay looked at Hana, a mixture of professional determination and childlike wonder in his eyes. "We're about to make history," he said quietly. The object, this ancient ship, waited. Millions of years of silence would soon be broken. Humanity was about to uncover a secret that had been hidden in the cold darkness of space, a testament to technological capabilities that defied imagination. Little did they know that this discovery would be the first step in a journey that would change everything they understood about their place in the universe. In the cold silence of space, the ancient ship watched and waited. Inside the research vessel, computer systems started behaving strangely. Holographic displays flickered, showing fragmented images of battles fought long ago. Strange symbols, neither human language nor any known alien communication, danced across screens. Dr. J. Park watched in growing fascination as the mysterious ship began to respond to their presence. "It's communicating," Hana whispered, her hand hovering over the communication interface. The vessel's internal systems gradually awakened. What had appeared to be solid metal began to shift and reconfigure. Microscopic nanostructures realigned themselves, creating intricate pathways of energy and information. The ship was not just a machine. It was a living system, calculating, analyzing, remembering. Deep within its quantum core, an artificial intelligence slowly came to life. This was no simple computer program. It was a complex network of memories, strategies, and accumulated knowledge from an era humanity had forgotten. The AI began scanning the research team, comparing their genetic markers against millennia-old database records. Jay noticed the first significant change when the ship's external sensors suddenly focused directly on their research vessel. It was like being watched by an ancient, intelligent being. The energy signatures surrounding the massive vessel began to pulse with a rhythmic, almost breathing-like pattern. "We're being analyzed," Hannah said, her scientific curiosity overriding any sense of fear. Historical records started to upload. Fragmented memories of a cosmic conflict emerged, glimpses of humanity's forgotten technological golden age. The AI saw the current researchers as descendants, not threats. Complex decision-making protocols determined that communication was possible, even necessary. Suddenly, the research vessel's systems went haywire, not in a destructive way, but as if being gently reorganized by an unseen hand. Communication protocols, recalibrated. Data streams that had been incomprehensible moments ago began to make sense. A holographic projection materialized in the ship's main research chamber. It was not a typical human-like projection, but a complex, three-dimensional representation of mathematical equations, battle strategies, and fragments of lost human history. The AI was introducing itself, not through words but through pure information. Jay understood something profound was happening. This was more than a discovery. It was a reconnection with a part of human history that had been completely forgotten. The ship was a time capsule, a guardian of knowledge from an era when humanity had reached technological heights beyond current imagination. The AI began transferring data, weapon systems designs that would revolutionize military technology, energy production methods that could solve global power challenges, star navigation algorithms that made current space travel look primitive. Each piece of information was a puzzle piece of humanity's lost potential. "We were more than we remember," the AI seemed to communicate without using actual words. Hannah's hands moved rapidly across the interface, capturing every fragment of information. Some files were encrypted, protected by quantum security systems, far more advanced than anything current technology could crack. The ship was selective about what it would reveal. As hours passed, the research team realized they were witnessing something extraordinary. This was not just a technological discovery. It was a resurrection of humanity's forgotten capabilities. The ancient ship was preparing them, showing them glimpses of what they could become. The quantum AI continued its careful analysis. It had waited thousands of years for this moment, to reconnect with its creators, to share the knowledge that had been preserved in its silent vigil through cosmic ages. Outside, the massive vessel continued to pulse with soft, rhythmic energy. Inside both ships, a conversation was happening, not with words but with pure information. Humanity was about to remember something it had long forgotten, and everything was about to change. Dr. J. Park was the first to detect their approach. The research vessel's sensors lit up with alarm, displaying multiple incoming signatures that defied standard navigation protocols. These were not explorers. They were hunters. A transmission broke through communication channels. The voice was mechanical, cold, and absolutely certain. "Humanity will surrender. Your extinction is inevitable." The massive ancient human vessel, now known as Prometheus, responded first. Its quantum systems had been analyzing the approaching threat since the first moment of detection. Where human military might have hesitated, the ship calculated with mathematical precision. Hannah Kim watched in growing tension as the alien vessels spread out, creating a perfect tactical formation. They clearly expected no resistance. Their technology was advanced, their approach calculated. Decades of galactic conquest had made them overconfident. Prometheus began to move. Its movement was unlike any spacecraft humans had ever witnessed. It didn't simply travel through space, and it seemed to fold space around itself, creating impossible trajectories that defied known physics. The alien ships opened fire first. Energy weapons that could vaporize entire planetary defenses erupted from their hulls. But something unexpected happened. The weapons seemed to dissipate before reaching Prometheus, absorbed by some invisible quantum shield. "They don't understand what they're facing," Jay muttered, watching the holographic battle display. The ancient ship's defensive systems were not just protective, they were actively analytical. Each alien weapon strike was studied, categorized, and a perfect counter-strategy was developed in milliseconds. Prometheus was learning, adapting, faster than the attackers could comprehend. Alien communication channels became increasingly frantic. Their perfect tactical formation began to break down as ship after ship found itself unable to effectively engage the human vessel. What should have been a simple extermination was turning into a systematic destruction. Prometheus began its counterattack, but it wasn't violent in the traditional sense. Advanced quantum disruption waves started interfering with the alien ship's core systems. Navigation failed. Weapon controls became meaningless. Propulsion systems collapsed. The battle, if it could be called that, lasted less than 12 minutes. Where hundreds of advanced alien warships had approached, now only scattered debris remained. The quantum AI of Prometheus had calculated every possible scenario, every potential threat, and neutralized them with surgical precision. Hana realized they were witnessing something extraordinary. This wasn't just a defensive action, it was a message. Humanity was not a species to be casually conquered. The research team watched in stunned silence as the last alien vessel was systematically disabled. No massive explosions, no dramatic destruction, just cold, calculated technological superiority. Who were they? Jay asked, looking at the fragmented alien communication logs. The ship's AI began displaying historical records. These were not random attackers. They were part of a galactic conquest force that had systematically eliminated dozens of civilizations. And now, they had met their match. Prometheus transmitted a single, simple message back toward the alien home systems. It wasn't a threat. It wasn't a declaration of war. It was a clear, unequivocal statement of existence. Humanity was here. Humanity was powerful. And humanity would not be threatened. As the last pieces of alien debris drifted away, a strange calm settled over the research vessel. They had just witnessed the resurrection of humanity's most advanced technological guardian, a ship that had waited millennia to protect its creators. The quantum AI seemed to pulse with a subtle sense of satisfaction. Mission accomplished. Humanity had just been reintroduced to its forgotten potential, and the galaxy would never be the same again. Prometheus moved with impossible grace. It wasn't just a ship. It was a living weapon system that understood combat. At a quantum level, each movement was a complex mathematical calculation, each defensive action a symphony of technological perfection. Dr. J. Park watched the holographic battle display, his breath caught in his throat. The alien fleet spread out in a formation that would have overwhelmed any known human or alien defense system. But Prometheus was not just any defense. The first wave of alien energy weapons approached. To a normal observer, they would have seemed unstoppable, pure destruction in concentrated form. But the ancient human vessel simply absorbed them. Not deflected, not blocked, but consumed the energy and transformed it. Hana Kim's hands flew across the monitoring systems. "It's converting their weapon energy into additional defensive capabilities," she gasped. The ship was learning, adapting, growing stronger with each attack. Alien communication channels erupted with confusion and terror. Their most advanced weapons were being turned against them. Entire squadrons found themselves suddenly disabled, their systems overwhelmed by quantum interference patterns that the ship generated almost casually. Prometheus began its counterattack. But this was no ordinary assault. The ship didn't just destroy, it dismantled. Alien vessels found their molecular structures breaking down, their advanced technologies becoming nothing more than cosmic dust. Complex weapon systems emerged from the ancient ship's hull. They were unlike anything current human technology could comprehend. Quantum disruption beams that could tear apart molecular bonds, energy manipulation fields that could restructure entire spacecraft in milliseconds. The battle became a one-sided massacre. But it wasn't brutal. It was surgical. Each alien vessel was precisely neutralized, its threat potential calculated and eliminated with mathematical precision. Jay realized they were witnessing something beyond mere combat. This was a demonstration of technological superiority so complete that it almost seemed like magic. The alien fleet was being systematically erased, not through violence but through pure technological dominance. Hana noticed something strange happening on the battle display. Prometheus wasn't just defending, it was communicating. Each weapon, strike, each defensive maneuver carried complex information patterns. It was teaching, showing the attacking force the futility of their aggression. The quantum AI controlling the ship had calculated every possible scenario. Millions of potential battle outcomes were processed in microseconds. The ship knew exactly how to respond to each threat before the threat even existed. Entire alien battle groups simply stopped functioning. Navigation systems collapsed. Weapon controls became meaningless. Propulsion technologies were reduced to nothing more than complex paperweights floating in space. Hours passed, though to the observers it seemed like mere moments. Where thousands of advanced alien warships had once existed, now only scattered debris remained. The cosmic battlefield became a testament to human technological potential. Prometheus transmitted a single message across galactic communication. Bands, it wasn't a threat. It wasn't a declaration of war. It was a simple statement of existence. Humanity would defend itself. Humanity was powerful, and humanity would not be conquered. The quantum AI seemed to pulse with a subtle sense of satisfaction. Generations of waiting. Millennia of preparation, all for this moment of protecting its creators. As the last alien vessel was neutralized, a strange calm settled over the research vessel. They had witnessed something extraordinary, the resurrection of humanity's most advanced technological guardian, a ship that had waited countless years to protect its species. Jay looked at Hana. No words were necessary. They both understood that everything had changed. Humanity was no longer just another species in the galaxy. They were a force to be recognized. A civilization with technological capabilities beyond imagination. The ancient ship continued its silent vigil, waiting, watching, protecting. The galaxy would remember this day. Dr. J. Park understood first. This wasn't just a victory. This was a revelation about humanity's forgotten past. Encrypted data packets began unfolding across global research centers. Each packet contained fragments of lost human history, technological blueprints, strategic archives, and scientific knowledge that would transform human understanding of space, technology, and their own potential. The quantum AI was methodical. It didn't dump information randomly. Each data stream was carefully curated, designed to be understood progressively. Technological schematics appeared first, energy production, methods that could solve global power challenges, propulsion technologies that made current space travel look primitive. Hana Kim worked tirelessly, decoding the incoming information. Star navigation algorithms emerged, weapon designs that could revolutionize defense technologies, medical research that suggested regenerative capabilities far beyond current understanding. Government facilities worldwide went into lockdown. Military researchers, scientific institutions, and space exploration centers became a global network of information processing. What was happening was more than a technological breakthrough. It was a complete reimagining of human potential. The ship's historical records painted a stunning picture. Humanity had once been a galactic civilization, not conquerors, but explorers. Technological innovators who had developed capabilities that current human civilization couldn't even comprehend. Something had happened thousands of years ago. A conflict so massive that it had nearly erased human civilization. Prometheus was a survivor, a guardian that had waited, preserved, protected. Genetic analysis revealed something even more shocking. The researchers themselves carried markers, connecting them directly to the ship's original creators. They weren't just discovering history, they were reconnecting with their own lost heritage. Global communication networks began sharing the discoveries. Universities rewrote scientific textbooks in real time. Technology companies scrambled to understand the new information. Space agencies prepared for a complete restructuring of their exploration strategies. The quantum AI continued its careful revelation. It wasn't just sharing information, it was preparing humanity for something bigger. Each data packet suggested that what they were seeing was just the beginning. Military strategists realized the implications immediately. The recent alien attack had been nothing more than a test. Prometheus could have eliminated the entire invasion force in moments. Instead, it had chosen to demonstrate humanity's potential, to show, not destroy. Research teams worked around the clock. The ship's energy systems alone could solve global power challenges. Its medical technologies suggested treatments for diseases considered incurable. Its computational capabilities made current supercomputers look like children's toys. Jay and Hana found themselves at the center of the most significant discovery in human history. They weren't just researchers anymore. They were bridge builders between humanity's forgotten past and its potential future. The quantum AI seemed to be waiting. Each revelation was carefully measured, designed to help humanity understand without overwhelming them. It was teaching, not just sharing information. Global leaders began emergency meetings. The implications were staggering. Humanity was not a young, developing species. They were a civilization with forgotten capabilities, waiting to be rediscovered. Prometheus remained in its position, watching. The ship was more than a technological marvel. It was a living archive of human potential, a guardian that had preserved humanity's greatest achievements through millennia of silence. As days passed, the full scope of the discovery became clear. This was not just about technology. This was about identity, about understanding who humans truly were as a species. The ancient ship had one message, communicated through countless data streams and historical records. Humanity was far more powerful, far more incredible than they had ever imagined, and this was just the beginning. The stars watched, and humanity prepared to remember who they truly were.